Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? Yeah, excuse me. What's up there, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a video review. And for this one, I'm going to be taking a look at the free-to-play game, if I'm saying the name correctly, Zenless Zone Zero for the PS5. This game is also available on various mobile devices, depending on if your mobile device supports this game, and of course PC and Mac, and I also believe NVIDIA's GeForce Now, and I believe it will be coming soon to the Xbox system. If you're interested in any gameplay footage, I'll have a link in the description down below, assuming you watch this on YouTube or Patreon, or you click on the card that will appear up on this video, assuming you watch this on YouTube. And for parents out there, it's worth pointing out that Zenless Zone Zero is rated T for teens, ages 13 up, by the ESRB rating system. Now, free-to-play games, I will admit, don't have exactly, let's just say, the greatest reputation out there. While there is certainly an audience, it's known to be a lot of it being, you know, like with the amount of microtransactions or loot boxes that some of these free-to-play games put out, or gacha games, if you rather prefer to be exact, though. So I will say they don't have the best reputation, though. But there have been some gacha games or free-to-play games that seem to have fared, I would say, better and all. One from developer, I think Chinese studio miHoYo, if I'm saying the name correctly. They've put out basically two games, to be exact. Genshin Impact and Honkai, if I'm saying the name correctly, Star Rail. Though both that seem to have gotten much, let's just say a positive or better response than what you would see with most gacha games or free-to-play games. And the studio's newest one, Zenless Zone Zero, has come out, I think, like last year and all. Sometime last year to be exact. And I decided to try this out along with Genshin Impact on the PS5 to just give this game a go. And I will say, after spending some time with the game, I will say Zenless Zone Zero is definitely one of the better, let's just say, free-to-play gacha games out there that I've played before, compared to some that I have played in the past before, though. I'm not saying it doesn't change the fact that it's still a free-to-play game, and those type of games are not going to appeal to a lot of people out there. But I will admit, in my time with the game, it's definitely one of the better gacha games out there and all. So I'm going to break it down into the pros and the cons. And we'll start off with the pros, though. And the pros, I will have to say, is the gameplay is very fun and also very fast-paced. The game really is more like an action RPG to a certain extent, though, is that you go into these certain areas, I think they're called hollows or something, and you take out certain enemies. Some of these areas you may have to go in with certain characters that basically have, different abilities, or they recommend this character because they have this ability, and so forth, though. And the combat is, I would say, very fast-paced, and I will say the game can be, most of the time, based on my time with the game, though, it is somewhat easy, although there are times where there will be some tougher enemies out there based on the character's levels and all. And I will say that also that, and the fact that there's also sort of a map that's kind of like the grid that you would see like in the old 2D games like Super Mario Bros. 3, where you move and you go to a certain world or something. There's that part as well, and so it's sort of interesting, though, because in some cases you do move your hollow or your certain character across the grid. Sometimes you'll take on certain enemies, other times you might find hidden secrets here and there and everything like that. And there's also different varieties of characters and also missions to do in the game, though. Not to mention logins to it, where you do get some bonuses here and there, to be exact, though. But for the most part, I will say, in terms of the gameplay, I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I also think it's fast-paced also, so certainly nice indeed. As far as basically playing the next thing I'll talk about is basically the connection issue. And I will say, as far as connection issues, though, I really didn't have any problems based on my time with Zenless Zone Zero. Now, granted, some of this is based off of my internet connection, and I'm also playing this off of my PS5. That's going to be kind of different, and that will be very based on where you're playing on. Are you playing on mobile? Are you playing on the PS5? Are you playing on your PC or Mac? How solid is the internet or Wi-Fi connection in your area? So there will be varies based on how solid your internet is and where you're playing the game, though. But I will say, I really didn't have any issues in terms of connection issues or issues where I was booted out of the game or anything like that, though. I mean, obviously, some situation may be different for other folks out there. Although I will admit, when recording some gameplay footage for this game, I do remember there was a case where there was an internet issue and it kind of stopped for a little bit, but then it came back on, though. But I will say I didn't have any huge connection issues, to be exact. And last but not least, I will say that as far as this being a free-to-play or a gacha game go, this is definitely one of the better free-to-play gacha games that I have played before, though. And this isn't one of those games where, okay, you're out of energy and you're going to have to either wait the next day to play it, or you have to spend this much money to refill that energy or anything like that. No, you can still, play the game and everything and so forth, though. So you don't have to worry about that as much, or really worry about that at all in any way. I mean, the only gotcha thing I saw was this had to do with mostly if you want to unlock, different characters or get them like maybe early before or something like that. So there is, I guess, that part, but I didn't feel like there was that money grabbing approach that you see with a lot of free to play or gacha games when playing something like Zenless Zone Zero, at least based on my time playing the game, though. That might be different for others, but as far as I'm aware of, I do feel this is definitely one of the better free to play type of games out there and all. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to part 2, which is the cons. So we'll take a little break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 2 of my video review of Zenless Zone Zero for the PS5, also available for a different variety of mobile devices and PC and Mac, and as I mentioned before, it's going to be coming to the Xbox systems soon as well. So now that I gave you the pros, why don't I give you the cons? And as far as the cons go, the one thing that does bother me a little bit about this game, and unfortunately, I feel like this is pretty much common when anytime you play a gacha game or a free-to-play type of game, and this, unfortunately, Zenless Zone Zero doesn't seem to avoid that, is that excuse me, this game can be grindy at times, though, and this has to do with a lot of it with leveling up your character and everything like that, because there are certain items you need to get into the game and all, and that I feel like can be a little bit bothersome every now and then, like certain parts needed to level up this character or level up that character and all, and there's a certain cap at times that you have to sort of like a little bit of that you have to progress a little bit in the game and all. And yes, the game has a story, but there's also a ton of side stuff to do and everything like that. So it's something that is unavoidable, especially whether it's that or basically getting certain characters and all. Now, there are ways you can speed that up. That is, if you have certain items and all, you can speed up to terms of get certain things to equip to your character or unlock special characters and all. But like any other gacha game or any free-to-play type game, those items, sometimes you'll get them when you log in at times. Other times you may have to, pay for them. After all, this is a free-to-play game, to be exact, though. So, yeah, I think just like with any other gacha game, it can be grindy at times and all. Still, I will admit this is definitely one of the better gacha games out there, as I mentioned, but you cannot ignore the fact that this game can get grindy at times. Overall, I would say Zenless Zone Zero, as I mentioned before, is definitely one of the better gacha game or free-to-play games out there that I've played in a while. It's not going to appeal to everybody out there, and I'm fully aware gacha game or free-to-play games are not going to be for everyone, to be exact, and some have been turned off to those type of games before. But I will say it is definitely one of the better ones, though. At its best, though, I do enjoy the gameplay. It does have a fun, fast pace, especially with the combat. I didn't have any issues with the connection and anything like that based on my time, based on my internet setup and so forth, though. Yes, this is an always online game, so you will have to have a good internet connection to play it. And I will admit it is definitely one of the better free-to-play type of games. But at its worst, though, just like with any other gacha game or free-to-play game, though, it does get grindy at times, and that might turn some folks off, to be exact. But I will give the developers credit for making one of the better free-to-play gacha games out there. I do think the game is enjoyable and fun. I definitely think it looks nice, especially with, the anime art style and everything. And it is definitely one I would, if you're going to play a free-to-play game, this one isn't bad to try out and everything like that. Again, as I mentioned, these type of games are not going to appeal to everybody out there, though. But if you're looking to play one of the better gacha games or free-to-play games out there, I would say give Zenless Zone Zero a try, though. I enjoyed it, though. I don't think it's bad or anything like that. But I don't see myself seeing it winning Game of the Year or anything like that. You could argue it's one of the probably maybe best free-to-play game of the year. That I could see something like that, but as far as this being like the greatest game ever made, I wouldn't go far with Zenless Zone Zero. But I will say I am enjoying the game, though. I think it's fun on the PS5, and I might consider trying it out on the Xbox, particularly Xbox Series S, and see how that plays and all. Okay, this concludes my video review of Zenless Zone Zero. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts about Zenless Zone Zero? Have you tried the game out yet in any way, though? Are you playing the game? Are you playing it through mobile devices? Are you playing it through your Mac or your PC, or through something like NVIDIA GeForce Now? Or are you playing it on the PS5, or are you waiting for it to come to the Xbox Series X and S system anyway? Do you think the gameplay is enjoyable at all? Do you think this is one of the better gacha game or free-to-play games out there? Do you agree with what I said in this video? Do you disagree? Do you have a difference of opinion? As always, sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And if you do like this video, I hope you hit the like button. I would appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of any new videos I put up. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to, and feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You could do it through PayPal Me, Patreon, or Steam Labs. Links will be in the description of this video, assuming you watch this either on YouTube or Patreon. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then. Bye!